Hey, good Tuesday morning. Are you losing track of the days? I know I am. It seems like I have no clue what day it is now that everything kind of merges together at home. Hey, sorry. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and it is a flannel shirt type day, and it's a winter hat day. We're going to have to start to look at when this will end. And unfortunately, in this whole COVID-19 pandemic, I've been able to stay pretty positive about the weather. It looked pretty decent. Now it's flip-flopped, and I thought it was, had some staying power, 7 days or so below normal temperatures. Now, as we get toward the end of it, I'll show you that it looks like it's sticking around a little bit more. Right now. All right, here's our radar. Inch or so in places up around Traverse City and Kalkaska and Mansalona this morning across the UP. And everything you see on here, probably snow showers. You'd be lucky if the rain mixes in that. Jack Meyer says, snowing in Saugatuck. How much snow, Jack? Just the grass or not any accumulation there? All right, let's move on. Here's our radar forecast. And it'll show you that with cold air, strong northwest wind gusting to 30 miles an hour, we get the occasional snow spurts that come off of Lake Michigan, come off of Saginaw Bay, come off of Lake Superior. So nothing too widespread. And as we go into the afternoon, it'll be a tendency for it to all wind down as the wind dies down. Some skies clear. I did write a post about this yesterday. I don't know if you want to do it, but if you stay up late, the Lyrid meteor shower will have clear skies and no moon. And so many of these meteor showers, seems like in the last couple of years, have had full moons around them. Total snowfall, here it is. And again, you're looking at where that persistent lake effect band sets up. You might have an inch or so of snow. I'm not even showing you the real temperature today because that's not the story. The story is the wind chill today. Hey, I forgot to take a break here and say hi to some people, so I want to. Sean Tracy, I saw the Starlink satellite chain 2 nights in a row, thanks to Clear Skies Saturday and Sunday. And yes, I want to write a post about that because I'm interested in that too. Skiff of snow in Everett, says Denise Langworthy. Good morning. Stan Hubble, what does air quality index mean? I'm in Atlanta and showed moderate yesterday. Air quality index is a combination of the different types of pollution. So you can have particulates, little particles. You can have, I don't know, for lack of a better term, gases. I'm missing the right term. So it's kind of a conglomerate. Almost would be like our severe weather index. We might have a chance of hail. We might have a chance of tornadoes. We might have a chance of strong winds. You put them all together, and what's your general chance? So air quality moderate means that it's not real bad, but it's not real good either. Good inch in Mesick. Antoinette Conway says she's getting grapple. And let's see, tiny dusting from Michelle Lalonde this morning. Al Blink saw meteors early this morning, so that's a good sign. Thank you for the update, Al, that it's supposed to peak tonight, and you can see those meteors a couple of days either side. So if we're already seeing them, maybe it will happen. All right, let's get back to the weather here. Sorry, what's that old saying? But I digress, or something like that. So here we go. Wind chill. That's why I got the flannel shirt on and the MLive winter hat on, because we're talking, it's only going to feel like it's in the 20s and teens all day long and cold tonight. All right, now I got to start to change my tune. You remember when you used to have the turntable and somebody would grab it and go, that's kind of what the weather has done. We're grabbing the old proverbial weather turntable and you're hearing the screeching. 6 to 10 day forecast. And there you see it. That's into the end of April. And let's look at the 8 to 14 day forecast. And there's a lesser chance of colder than average weather. But something on here is important for the long term. And that is that we always look for the most dominant feature around the globe. And everything kind of backs up from that and goes forward from that. So we've had a dominant Bermuda high down in the Atlantic. That's been building a ridge up in the southeast part of the U.S., record heat in Florida and Georgia, Carolinas, Alabama. Now, as the polar vortex broke down, I wrote about that last week, and it sent a cool air mass down to the area. Now the heat is backing up into the western part of the U.S., which has been cold. So it's almost a pattern flip-flop, and if that's the dominant feature, that strong ridge that's wanted to happen a lot in the past decade, if that's the dominant feature, then you put the Jetstream over the top of it and you bring it down from the north into the eastern part of the U.S. I'll show that to you. And that, of course, is a cooler than normal pattern. Okay, sorry. I got to show you a bunch of squiggly lines and show you what's going on. Let me make sure I have my map right. Hey, can't you tell it's Tuesday? I'm on the ball. I'm not screwing up all the time. Yeah, there's still a few more graphics, but so far I'm on the ball. Yesterday it was just like, oh man. It was like somebody put my left arm on my right shoulder and my right arm on my left shoulder overnight. It just could not work. So here we go into Wednesday. I guess one point that a person has brought out is that the colder weather, we're not getting heavy rain. Now, the next storm system, Thursday, is expected to mostly miss Michigan to the south. And the next storm system we watch, I've been watching this for several days, is something that's coming in on Sunday. And it looks like a windy, cold type rain. Let's keep going out and see if we get into the red lines. Remember, the red lines are warm temperatures, and we flirt with that zone between the red and the blue. But as I go out 10 days, I don't necessarily believe a model at 10 days, but it continues the flow of a ridge out in the west and storms riding up over that ridge, coming down to the Great Lakes, and each one of them behind it, there's actually a pocket of cold air. What has happened? We've gone back into a winter pattern when we should be going towards spring. I'm sorry, folks. I've been trying to stay positive, and weather's been easy for me to stay positive in March because we were generally tracking warmer and better than we normally would. Here's the Jetstream. Okay. Now this is the Jetstream 10 days out. And again, there you can see the northwesterly flow, and you can see the ridge out on the west coast, the trough on the east coast. We're in the northwesterly flow. That is not a real warm pattern, and that's why it's expected to last a week or two. So on the gardening, you got to back off and just plant the most cold hardy stuff. Maybe think about a cold frame. I'm thinking about that too. High temperatures, 40-ish for tomorrow, already Wednesday, after a cold day today. Thursday in the 40s, Friday 50 to 54, let's call it. Saturday about 50, Sunday about 50, and Monday in the 50s. So it's after this, it's not extremely cold. This is the coldest day we're going to have, but it's not rebounding to extremely spring-like temperatures either. And more importantly, the morning temperatures, cold. Then on Thursday, we get back to near freezing, but each morning you could drop below freezing unless you're in the far southern part of the state. All right, I'm ignoring some people. Sorry, I've been paying attention to my data more than I've been paying attention to you. I apologize for that. Let's get back to you. How does that sound? Let's see. Sean says snow covering the ground in Traverse City, Michigan. Please don't make me move to Arizona. I know it. Going for a walk. What's the weather going to be, Mark Wilbur? Cold. Hey, good morning, my buddy Ralph Kennedy. Have you got all those irrigation systems blown out yet? No, you haven't. I mean, started up? No, they would have froze already. Can't go for walks in this weather. I know, Becky, how we get real wimpy real quick. Remember in March when it was 40, let's get out here and go for a walk. Hey, good morning back to you, Ralph Kennedy. See, I gave you the shout out. Yes, the wind was brutal. My potted Christmas tree on the deck knocked over in the wind. It hasn't gone over all winter. It has been a strong wind. That's the post I'm working on today. Some folks have mentioned that they feel like it's been a windier than normal pattern. So I'm going to try to work that up for us because I'm kind of interested in that too. And that's one of the variables that in the climate change world, we haven't seen a lot of that. So I got to dig for the average wind speed at places and then see how it's comparing it to. Hey, are you like me and the neighbors haven't removed the leaves yet because the yard waste has stopped, and so every time you clean up your yard, their leaves come right back in? I figure at least it's the loose leaves that I'm getting in my yard, and the lawnmower will pick them up. It's not the matted down stuff that we didn't get to remove last November because of the snowstorm. Bob Devine, good morning. Good morning, Mary Smith from Midland. And good morning, Mark Kraft. Windy, windy, windy. And good morning, Mark Ambrosi and Sarah Hutchinson. So there you have it. It's pretty simple. You know, sometimes I think when I wear the weather, it's the best forecast. So I'm telling you, flannel shirt, winter hat type day, couple of those days, then it'll back off to somewhat tolerable weather. That's about it. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive morning weather update. I haven't prepared for this, but I'm going to give it a go. We have a voluntary subscription at MLive. I work with a lot of great journalists. I believe they're still journalists and not biased, okay? And you'd be surprised at the amount of people and the amount of dollars and salaries it takes to keep people employed at MLive so that we can, have an apartment or a house and raise our kids and family and all that stuff. So we have a volunteer subscription. You can find it on MLive. I'm going to be posting it on my Facebook page, and maybe I'll even shove it into this post on the Michigan Weather Facebook group. But I encourage you, $10 a month. It supports MLive and, keeping good journalists, giving you the flow of accurate information that you need. So there's my pitch or plea to you, so to speak. Have yourselves a great Tuesday. I still don't know what day it is. At least we got the year down already, right? That only takes about a month. It takes a month of January. So have yourselves a great Tuesday, and we'll keep you updated here on MLive on weather and, of course, on COVID-19. Make sure you check back often, again, for accurate and informative